to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kirusho here. Now, whenever we last left off, Deku, he had just gone through Phase 1. Or well, Phase 1 through 3. Being implanted with the secondary heart, the Osmodia, and the Biscope. Or at least I believe that is how you pronounce the third one. Now, if that was a bit fast, do know that those three implants basically all do work together. And I want to say that sending a person through Phase 1 through 3 all at the same time is the proper way to do it. Since basically, if you put Phase 1 through Phase 3 together, it increases the body's bone structure, the muscle structure, and the heart, basically adding another one. So that it can help regulate blood flow and the strain you could put on your body, along with helping carry white blood cells or oxygenized blood cells throughout the body more effectively. Now, let us continue. Deku, he is recovering from this, since he was able to go under for this, but he was told that the other implants, however, he may not be able to. Now, he is told to just take a bit of time and let the implants do their job, as people are somewhat staring at him. He does have a large scar covering his chest, or at least a large wound, but it will heal over soon. In fact, the way the Marines use the surgical equipment, there should be no scars. So it should at least be fine. Now, the Marines, they are doing this process to everyone, as they are headed back to Earth. The rest of their training they should be able to do on the planets, since, well, the highest peak, it is at least a good challenge. Along with the environment there, they can just change a bit of things, and or add challenges for them to do. So it shouldn't be all that bad. In fact, I do believe that the training camp should still be on the planets. Now, with that being said, they would finally arrive. As Deku, he would walk out of the ship, seeing the planet's light and everything once again. The place is insane. There's an entire city here. What is this? Now, as that happens, there would be a large crowd there to greet them. As Deku's looking around, he's still trying to get used to this since overnight, or well, in the past couple weeks, he's noticed himself actually growing significantly. So, this is difficult to understand. Now, eventually, they would be greeted by everyone, along with Deku seeing two familiar faces, Kirishima and Momo, along with somewhat recognizing Ochako next to all of them. As he walks out, he is just looking around, getting a feel for the environment, as the Marine would just tell him that he should not do that right now. He understands that he is used to their trials and training, but this is a monumentous occasion. You have all passed, so we will be holding a giant feast to honor this momentous occasion. This is very important. The chapter is growing. Don't you understand, boy? Yes, sir. Good. Now, I believe you should go see your friends. As the Marines would begin talking with everyone, they would all be welcomed back with open arms. And Deku would see Ochako, Kirishima and Momo once again, seeing that they've all actually somewhat changed in personality, being a bit more serious, and they've actually gotten taller. So he's not the only one. Now, they would be kind of shocked to see him, since he's basically, I want to say 5 foot tall. So taller than he should be. Now, they would all be talking, as they asked Deku exactly what happened to him. He would just say that he won, actually. There were quite many challenges, but he was able to survive. And the tactic they used back on the other planets with the wingsuits kinda gave him the edge. Because he may not have made it if he didn't. Well, think about it. Now, they would eventually have their feast as everyone is resting. The implant process can be highly traumatic and painful to some, so they're just trying to get reaccustomed to this. As Deku and everyone are basically also thrown into this school, as they call it. It's still weird and difficult to understand, but he kind of gets it. So, they would continue. This school basically teaches them everything they need to know about engineering, science, and, well, everything about the Space Marines. Learning more history, events, and your armor. Now, with that being said, I do believe we should be able to time skip over about 2 to 3 years. Where Deku, he has been able to get. No, Deku, he is able to get the Promise Alpha and the Promise Beta implant. Now, let's see. Well, these ones I do not have written down, so I'll have to find out what these ones are. Well, I'll figure that out. Now, after Deku and everyone gets these implants, they would also later on into the year get the rest of them. Now, what I mean by get the rest of them is they would get Phase 4 and Phase 5. These ones are very, very difficult. Most of these organs are needed to be grown and actually put into the human body at these ages, since it will release the Marine's full combat potential. Now, Deku, he's significantly grown in size, and he's actually, I want to say, near to the point of... Where is that picture? There we are. He is near to the point of a Space Marine. So 2.1 meters. Or let's put him around 2.6 to 2.7. Now, ever since the town in the Himalayas was built, it has actually been getting some popularity. So it is actually somewhat good, but it's also bad. The town, it took a while to spread around, and actually hear that it was there. Basically seeing that it may have been built somewhat or near to overnight. It having a reputation as being very advanced. This would somewhat catch David Seal's attention as he would try reaching out to the place, and seeing more about it. With that, they have also been trying to keep their routines and training under wraps, since they will get visitors who want to see and actually look at these areas. Along with it genuinely being seen as a beautiful place to see and hike to. Since it's a good ways through the mountains. Now, with that, you also have the training that they would be doing. Deku and every other male, they have been getting trained harsher and harsher and harsher, and pushing their bodies to bigger limits in trials. Them actually doing fights and firefights. Deku and another person will be paired up, and the two will basically have a gladiatory style of combat. These two fighting each other to the absolute limits until one would finally give, or the other would break, as you can say. Now, Deku would be fighting this person, as him and the other person are just throwing punches over and over and over again, working on dodging and actually maneuvering this person. Deku's gene seed, it is working off of Deku's strength, so he may not have as much muscle as the regular Space Marine. Now, Deku, he is still around the size of Mirio in muscle mass, but he does look a bit more leaned outwards, instead of bulky. This makes him one of the faster Space Marines. While let's say if Kirishima was a male in this timeline and he was a Space Marine, he would be, I want to say his quirk would probably help enhance certain things with the gene seed, but also he would just seem more like a wall, so he'd be more heavier and grounded. Basically being able to pack on probably 4 to 5 times more muscle than Deku, which is a lot. Now, Kirishima is not a male, so I was just using that as an analogy. Now then, back to it. Deku and everyone, they are fighting and actually doing all this, as someone else would eventually come to visit the town. This man, he has been talked about and actually has heard some things from a good hero. Principal Nezu is here, and he wants to see exactly what All Might meant. Now then, with that, Nezu, he is here. He wants to see exactly how advanced this town is, and what it can do. As he would have eventually come to this place, and talk with more of the Space Marines. The Marines at this point are somewhat used to visitors, since they will get them occasionally. However, Nezu did not voice that he was coming here, so he can clearly tell he wanted to catch them by surprise. Now then, Nezu would be walking around and seeing this as Marines, they would have called off combat for the day, saying that they have another one of those heroes here. Deku somewhat being annoyed. He enjoys fighting. It's actually one of the only things he seems to be good at, as he would do the standardized routine, hiding underground with the rest of everyone, since the fake version of him seems to, well, do the job. Now, these boys that are taking on the aspects of the Space Marines, they are all, well, not aspects, but the ones who are masquerading as the actual students that are turned into Space Marines, they've been changing their diet and getting bigger and actually a bit bulkier, so as to seem like they are just working out more. Nezu would have noticed this quite a bit, seeing that this place seems to be of hulking giants. As the students, they're all not the same size, but they're all just varying sizes. Them all still being very tall, and very muscular. Nezu talking with some, finding that these boys, they do just live a healthy lifestyle, and physically do not eat or drink anything bad for you. So that is actually quite interesting. So, as Nezu would turn to the priest, saying exactly what are the quirks you possess. It seems like these boys do take on certain traits and aspects of them. Your size growth, as you say. Exactly what is that from? The Marine just saying that his size, it is actually due to in part of specialized organs he has. He was born with them because of his quirk. But the growth the students may have been going through, it may just be their bodies changing. Besides, this place does harbor and actually have quite a lot of interesting plants and animals. As he would just hold up a strange fruit to Nezu, saying that this actually is one of the things they farm the most. Nezu just taking this in his hand. This thing is huge and it's a bit weird. Nezu's never really seen anything like this, which fascinates him. This is catching his full attention. Now, they know Nezu's quirk, so it's not hard to fascinate him with alien things. Now, eventually Nezu would leave, as he wants to study up on what this thing does, and exactly what is the chemical components of it, as he finds no record of it ever existing on Earth. Until now. The Space Marines basically saying that this harbors growth chemicals and things that they do actually have in their drinks, helping muscle growth and increasing certain aspects of the body. Basically like a system flush. Now then, Nezu would leave and the students that are, well, the real Space Marines, they would come back out and continue on to their training. Actually hiking through the mountains and doing more and more dangerous tasks. Now then, eventually, hang on, they would be told that they are going to be going to a new place. They must meet them at the top of the mountains, because they will be going through battle trials, along with your sisters, as some of the people in the class would stand up. The two academies, they just say they're boy and girl academies, but they're really not. They are sometimes with certain lessons they do teach, but when it comes to learning about the Codex, they are all not above just walking onto one of the giant fields they have there and learning more. People actually praising these people as somewhat above them. Now, Deku and everyone, they are told that they are also going to be going through this trial. They are going to be going through gladiatorial combat once again. However, these fights are more dangerous. You must hunt prey and possibly even hunt each other. Whoever will survive, just know that we only need 100 of you. As everyone somewhat looks shocked. Deku is just thinking that that's not good. They only need... oh crap. Now, the Marines will go on saying that this will be a good challenge. Now, he would say that they only need 100 of the males and 100 of the females. This truly proving who is the strongest of the bunch. Now, this would be where everyone somewhat just freaks out. Only a fifth of them could survive. Or, well, let's see, about somewhere around half of them. A little under half. Now, Deku's just thinking that if that's the case, those are some pretty good odds for him then. He could just use speed and actually move through its different areas. But if he needs to, he could possibly, as the Marine would just state that, they are also going to be given weapons. This area we will monitor heavily. So do understand. This will be a challenge that not everyone may survive, since we will also be dropping in certain packages. So, if you are able to survive and actually thrive off this type of environment, do know that this challenge will be extraordinarily in your favor. Now, this is where the Marines would just throw out their hands, saying that they must leave now, as a large sound can be heard, pinging. Everyone would turn in that direction, seeing something raised out of the ground. The old compasses. So, this will truly be like the old times. Everyone immediately running over. Deku being able to outpace and actually jump over and around certain other people. As he grabs one of the things and begins to take off. He is running at about 80 miles an hour as they are running through the city. Deku, he begins to actually run on walls, jump on different things, and do whatever he can. Quite a lot of people following him, as it basically looks like a scene from Planet of the Apes, where they're all swinging around and actually going through different areas. Now then, eventually Deku would be the first person to make it to this environment, as someone would be right behind him. It is quite a lot of the other Space Marines, or the Initiates. Now, they would begin by immediately off the bat trying to attack Deku. Now, Deku, he would have been able to just turn running off. He is clearly outnumbered, so he needs to stay away. As they would begin to follow him and actually try and get through this forest. Deku, he would be running through as he feels himself trip over something. As soon as he does, though, he would have backed up because he heard the wind move. It didn't move before, as a large log would come down, throwing itself to the side. That would have hit Deku in the arm or at least the head. So, the place is completely booby-trapped. But exactly how booby-trapped is it? As one sound can be heard. Landmines. Someone found the landmines. Now though, Deku is quite a bit confused, as the people following him would have immediately just stopped in their tracks. If there are landmines here, then they are everywhere, right? So, this is going to be difficult. As the Marines would just state that this area is completely sectioned off. They put a field around it, so however long it takes to get there, candidates, this will be a challenge. Now, the Marine will go on saying that he understands that some of them may have qualms against this type of battle, and that if they do choose not to kill each other, then understand, that means you must incapacitate and or capture your fellow Marine. You must choose one or the other. However, due to your increased enhancements, all of you may know exactly how much difficult that would be. Along with, we are not the only Marines left in the known universe. We have discovered that there may be more of us. However, they may be corrupted and changed by the gods of chaos. So, please do understand, everyone. Only kill in the most dire circumstances. But, if you do, we will not hold it against you. Now, let the battles begin. Now then, that is going to be where I leave this part off of, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video. And I'm ending it here because I keep getting interrupted. And I'm probably not going to be able to upload another video after this one. So I'll have to upload it after I come home from work. Anyway guys, I do hope you enjoyed the video and have an amazing day.